everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 drugstore products that I have totally forgotten that I loved. Like most of us, I am staying home right now. I am inside my house. I've been here for 4 weeks. The only time I've left is to go for walks with my husband around the block and maybe to go pick up some groceries. But other than that, I've been home. I've been trying to clean and get organized. I've been doing a lot of declutters. If you missed my eyeshadow palette declutter, I'll link it in the description box. But I've been going through a lot of my drawers and I've come across some drugstore products. So I started using them in the last couple of days and I thought, I have 10 here that are really amazing. They're really great drugstore products. So I thought, why not put a video together? So let's jump right into these 10 drugstore rediscoveries that I completely forgot that I loved. So the first product is from Catrice. This is their HD Liquid Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. I used to rave about this product all the time. It is one of my top 5 drugstore foundations of all time. And when I was in Ulta about 5 weeks ago now, I did notice that they have expanded the shade range that they carry in store. I used the shade 30 Sand Beige, and while I was doing this demo for the video, I realized that I am completely out. My bottle is empty. That was it. Doing that demo was all I had left. I could probably scrape out maybe one more use, possibly, but I'm definitely repurchasing this foundation. It gives such wonderful coverage, but it's not heavy. It doesn't look masky. It does stay on all day. It holds up well on my oily skin, and I just can't say enough good things about it. If you have not tried this yet, I definitely recommend it. Whether you are normal, combination, oily, I can't speak to how it would perform on someone with very dry skin, but I think if you moisturized very well, it would probably work. It's not super matte or flat, and as I said, it's not cakey, so I would give it a try. You could also use a dropper full of this and maybe a dropper full of a hydrating serum or maybe an argan oil and see how that works on a more dry skin. I also rediscovered in my stash the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. I recently put up a video where I talked about my top concealers for mature skin. A lot of the comments mentioned this product. A lot of you use this and love it, and I've gone through many of these over the years. The main reason why I've set this one aside and haven't reached for it that much in the last probably 6 or 8 months is because I've just been testing out so many other concealers, and I fell in love with the Maybelline Superstay Concealer. I just found that that had a little bit longer wear time on me than this one. At least I thought it did. I'm not wearing makeup nearly as much as I was prior to this quarantine, but I've used it maybe 3 or 4 times in a row in the past month, and it's lasted all day on the days that I've actually put makeup on. And then for powder, this is another old favorite of mine. It's the Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder. I will never understand why they do not put this powder into a compact. I would use this so much more often if they would just put this freaking thing into a compact. It drives me nuts, this plastic packaging. I like a compact with a mirror. It's just my thing. If I'm going to touch up, that's what I want. I want it in a compact. But, okay, bring it down, Risa, bring it down. I love to use it as a last step when I'm doing my makeup. It takes down any excess shine. I touch up with this when I'm home, and I've been touching up with it when I film as well. It's just a really nice powder. It doesn't cake up at all, no matter how many times I touch up with it. If this came in a compact, it might replace my MAC Blot powder, which a lot of you know I swear by. All right, so I've covered my drugstore rediscoveries for foundation, concealer, powder, and now we're gonna move on to brows. This is the CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. These are excellent. And the shade I use is called Honey Brown. And that might come as a surprise to you looking at my brow color and my hair color, but this really works well. I would have thought that honey would have veered more toward a warm shade, but it's actually very neutral. And I don't like my brows to look too ashy, nor do I want them to look too golden. And I find that this is the perfect medium. It's a perfect neutral, and it's also not too dark, it's not too light. I love the texture of this. It's easy to make really fine brow hairs if that's the look that you want. I'm just really happy that I rediscovered this pencil. All right, up next is an eyeshadow palette. I did, as I mentioned earlier, film a declutter recently, and a palette that I came across after I did the declutter, it was hiding out in my makeup room, was this one from L'Oreal. It's the La Palette Nude number 2. I honestly have no idea how long I've had this palette. Now, in my defense, powder products do not go bad as quickly or as easily as cream products. So I would not keep a cream blush for 5 years, nor would I keep mostly anything that isn't a powder for more than a year, maybe 2. But powders, I'm not gonna lie, I keep them around for a long time. But I was so happy to see that this was still available. This is a great palette. All the shades are matte or satin mattes. They're very blendable, they're pigmented, and you've got all of these beautiful, cool tones. And how rare is that, to find a quality eyeshadow palette that's all cool tones? At first glance, I can see how someone might think this is a pretty boring palette, but you can use it just as a base to other looks. There's some great transition colors in here, and they're great eyeshadows for beginners because, as I mentioned, they're pigmented, but they're not super pigmented. Sometimes when eyeshadows are too richly pigmented, they're more difficult to work with, especially for a beginner, because you aren't as adept at blending out and not messing up your entire makeup look. So I think that this is a great beginner palette. And again, if you love cool tones, if you love mattes, this is a no-brainer. Next up is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Liquid Glitter Eyeshadow. I believe I put this in my last dupes video as a dupe for the Stila Shimmer and Glow, or Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows. I find that these are very, very similar. They go on smoothly. There's no chunky glitter. You don't have a lot of fallout everywhere. As you can see, I'm applying it here over this look with the L'Oreal La Palette Nude 2, and it's created just a very, very pretty nighttime look, or daytime look if you like glitter for day. I, for one, am on board with glitter during the daytime, especially now, anything to lighten the mood and brighten your spirits. So I highly recommend checking these out if you have not. I believe this product comes in about 6 or 7 different shades. So now we're gonna go back to the face. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I know a lot of people already use and love this. This is the light shade. It's honestly one of the most natural looking bronzers I've ever used. If you have fair to light skin and you have not yet tried this bronzer, I highly encourage you to order it because you will absolutely love it. But I also did just look on Ulta's website, and it comes in 5 other shades as well. So no matter what your skin tone is, you should be able to find the perfect one for you. So products number 8 and 9 are both from Milani. I've mentioned many times in other videos that if I had to pick my favorite drugstore makeup brand, it would be Milani. I think so many of their products are exceptional, especially their blushes. And a while ago, I came across this trio of their rose powder blushes. I have, I think, every color, every large individual shade of the rose powder blushes. I just think they're amazing. They always come out with the prettiest colors, and I love the ones that have a little bit of shimmer to them. And I remember the day I bought this, I'm guessing probably a year ago. There were 2 versions on display. This one is the Floral Fantasy. I believe the other trio had some deeper shades. So I chose this one. And what I like to do with this is I like to swirl all of the colors together. And that's what I did today. And you'll see in a little video that I took. I just swirl them all together. You don't have to do that. You've basically got a light shade, a medium shade, and a deeper shade. And they're all pigmented. They last all day. And they're just beautiful. I mean, what more can I say? They're just really pretty blushes, and they're really good quality. And I'm pretty sure this palette is under $15. Next is the Milani Stellar Lights in Rose Glow. This highlighter trio is not for the faint of heart. It's not subtle. It's very, very glowy, but I really like the sort of wet look effect that it gives. It does have some, I don't want to say glitter because it's not chunky glitter, but it does have a lot more sparkle than some other highlighters. But I think it's beautiful for evening, or if you are just someone that really likes a lot of glow, definitely look into this trio. And I also really like to use this for a bold inner corner tear duct highlight. I know that is not a look for everyone either, but I happen to like it, you know, depending on my mood and depending on where I'm going. I do like a bold highlight and a bold inner corner. So I love that I found this again. Okay, so I cheated a little bit for the 10th product. It's actually 2 products, but both from NYX. One is the Butter Gloss and the other is the Soft Matte Lip Cream. I'm counting it as one because it is one lip look that I'm really loving going into spring. I start off with the Soft Matte Lip Cream in Can. And then I top it with a little Stockholm. And I just have forgotten how much I really liked these lip creams. I like the size of them, I like the feel. They are a little bit drying, so I do always top them with a gloss. And this one is an old favorite of mine. I can't believe I ever put it off to the side or forgot about it. It's the Butter Gloss in Fortune Cookie. It's one of my favorite glosses to, well, it used to be, now it will be again, but I love putting this in the center of my lips just for a little bit of lightness, a little bit of dimension. It makes my lips look fuller. I've got several of these butter glosses that have been sadly very neglected, and I definitely am going to go through my stash and see which ones have gone bad and obviously toss them out. But I think I'm gonna start wearing these butter glosses a lot more because they're so great and they're so affordable. All right, there you have it. Those are my 10 drugstore makeup rediscoveries. I am so happy to be bringing these products back into my life, back into my makeup routine. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these products or if you plan to try any of them. And also let me know in the comments if there are any products that you've recently rediscovered that are amazing. I'd love to hear about them. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, it would be great if you would hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Become part of the Risa Does Makeup family. I would love to have you. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter under the same username. It's all Risa Does Makeup. Once more, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.